Are you very fast? Are you the world's fastest dog? Welcome to spring on the homestead. We have some huge projects that we have to deal with today that are going to either bite us in the rear if we don't get to it, or we can get to it now while we can and get a little bit ahead of the game, and everything lives happy and healthy. Let me share with you our day. Welcome to Modern Homestead Alaska. We are Aaron and Jessica Milnes. We are building a modern homestead outside of Wasilla, Alaska, with the help of 3 of our children. Our second son, Caleb, our daughter, Cody Ann, and the youngest of our family, Wyatt, along with our 3 dogs, Tipper and Daisy, and the newest addition, Roberto. Well, Aaron just had to have new, what? Hydraulic hoses built for the tractor. He was moving some of this stuff around the driveway the other day, and it literally popped off, flew off, and he took them in someplace in Anchorage, and they made new ones for the tractor. That, of course, has to get fixed first in order to even do the rest of the day's chores. Are you getting them off or back on? Oh, you were fast. By the time I got my pants on, you're done?
Yeah, we'll get one more on there.
One more on there? Cool. Let's see how you do it.
Come on, get a hold of that. We got some hydraulic oil. I got to replace some oil in it since we sprung a leak, and when the hose leaked, it sprayed oil out. Plus, they had one fitting that was a little bit leaky the whole time.
That goes in the back of the tractor? Alrighty. What is hydraulic?
So that's what runs all your implements. These, your buckets, everything. Hydraulic oil. Under pressure. So mad. So mad, Jessica.
Your rags right here, babe. On the tire. Okay, so then you clean up hydraulic oil.
Get out of here.
Berta, what you doing on the hill? What you doing on the hill? Tipper, did you try to come up here? Did you try to come up here? Don't fall. Don't fall, lady. I think you ran over one of my planters.
I didn't run
Debbie,
over.
how many eggs do you get? An even dozen. It's getting really loud behind me. Wyatt's taken down what's left of the Christmas, which, let's just face it, when everything is all white out here, it's beautiful to have a little bit of decor. Now, what has happened next to the chicken coop is we can't get to the back side of it. So Aaron's got to get the tractor going to move this snow so that we can clean out the coop. I'm gonna show you why. Hello, friends. Well, if they'll let me in here. This is the deep bedding method that we talked about that we were doing. We continue to add dry bedding on and the coop stays dry. Well, it's not happening right this minute because it's dropped back down into the 20s and 30s, But during the week, it keeps heating up into the 40s. And what is happening is all of this bedding is melting. As the bedding melts, the coop is damp. Smells bad, no good. Look, I just found another egg. Wyatt was just out here. They are laying all day long. Oh my God. Hi, is that your baby? She's not your baby. Oh my gosh. So this little blackish, she's called a chocolate hen here. She is the most motherly chicken. She is wrapped this other chicken in her arm. And then there's eggs over here. It's so gross. So we just decided we'd go get all clean, new bedding, enough for the entire coop, and we are going to clean this out today. And then we're gonna take in all the bowls, get those scrubbed and washed, and just start a little bit afresh today. But I need to be able to open this door, which there is snow behind it, outside of it, let the chickens out, and get to clean. Look, I just found another egg. We're getting like 20 a day. Do that math. So it does get cold enough where we still have to pop out here so they don't freeze and grab eggs. But yeah, all is well. Let's clean out the coop. What are you doing now?
What's that?
Open up.
Now we're gonna. While the tractor's warming up for a minute, we're gonna walk around and grease some of these fittings.
Oh, it's coming out the bottom. Yeah.
Got it? You're being a good boy, aren't you?
you're wondering where I'm standing, I am not only on a hay bale or a bale of straw, and then I'll show you. So I'm standing on this, and then the snow is on that, and this is the door I need to get open. We have straw bales all around the coop, except for this side we didn't get done this year. Over the summer, we'll either put some skirting or we'll do hay bales there as well. And what that keeps is the wind from whipping up underneath if we had had a low snow year. Anyway, I'm just probably 4 foot off of essentially the ground, standing here watching him. And now he's gonna turn when he can and try and push the snow this direction. Because realistically, that's the lake down there. And right here, this tree closest to me, from right there is like a hill, is where that hill begins. And that's kind of some bogged out land down there. So as it melts, it's all gonna run that direction anyway. So we wanna help move some of this so we can start getting the chickens outside and then get their run built and all the other projects we have planned. But just today, it's a huge undertaking just to be able to clean out the coop. Wyatt and I finally got that stinking door open and just started breaking up all of the bedding and back and forth, helping Aaron. And then you're not really gonna see it in the video because it's so much work. It took us just a couple hours to even get into the coop, and then the coop itself takes hours, and it was a long full day of cleaning out the coop. But I'm excited to show you it really does clean out really well, and the chickens are so happy. But what we would do is load the tractor bucket so that we're not just dumping this outside of the coop door. And then Aaron moved it really near the compost pile, and then we'll be able to straighten or flatten that out once the snow melts. Oh my gosh, this is so I'm just loosening it with a pitchfork here, and then Wyatt is putting it in the bucket and Aaron's dumping it for us. It's way, you can see, hopefully you can see, it's super deep. There's another egg. We have gotten, since we started recording this video, 17 eggs so far today. Just keeps going. I'm going to tell you, as hard as it was to clean out the deep bedding at the end of the season, it really was the way to go here in Alaska. What happens is as they pee or spill the water or whatever, it all freezes so solid, but the chickens needed a dry place to walk around. So dry bedding on top, let it freeze underneath, dry bedding on top. Once it defrosts, it is an ugly mess. You're trying to get the chickens to go outside, but with the tractor running, they didn't like the sound of it. They do eventually go outside, and now they have been able to, with a little bit of the bedding being on the ground and whatnot, we just open the doors for them and they go outside for several hours every day and then put themselves away. We still do not, and I'll show you later in the video, we still don't have enough dry ground that they venture off because they don't like to be on the snow. Chickens just really don't like that. So hopefully we will have a better method in the future, but for right now, they're outside every day, they're happy, they get lots and lots of sunlight, and they are doing really well. Again, with the deep bedding method, 100%. I would recommend this if you live someplace as cold as we do. It worked out really well. And then having the laminate flooring is amazing because I was able to just scrape it off the walls and off the flooring, and I'll show you what our plans are later.
Whoa! What's up, buddy? What are you doing? You're okay.
What? Grab your show.
Oh, look.
To say I'm exhausted is an understatement. I can't introduce, or I guess I could, but I'm not gonna heat it and deal with all of that. But as soon as I can put some water in here, we'll come in and scrub. All of these walls are like a white plastic for commercial kitchens. I have the plastic to go on the ceiling. The ceilings will end up like that ceiling there. We have all that material. Just too cold and still gets below freezing. Therefore, we don't want to introduce water into our coop until we can get it really dried out. But you can see on the walls like how far up the bedding had come. Right here is a good example. And some of it's just kind of stuck, but we're gonna get some clean, dry bedding down, wash their bowls, and in a couple weeks, it should be warm enough that we can actually hose it out. So let's get some dry bedding in here. Here. Put that in the trash bag over there.
Alright, you start starting. Where at?
Just off it. Hit the ground. All right, I just filled their food. Wyatt, we're switching back. We were using these buckets for water because I could flip them over and stomp the ice out of them, and had no problems all winter long, making sure that they had some water. They did excellent. Very, very happy with that. I know that a lot of people made some recommendations. I just don't do anything that requires electrical, because when we lose power here, if the chickens were dependent on something that was electrical, it would then kill our chickens. So the resilient animals, those who are concerned, just keep in mind all the wild birds that live up here, all the eagles, all of that, they make it through winter just fine. They have their winter coats on, and they did really good. So we're switching back to the normal big water, which had turned to a giant ice cube. So some are in here eating. We love this breed here, this chocolate one. They are so fluffy and so nurturing. And then these guys are just out here picking, and she was like literally laying down eating. Like, how lazy. It's so funny. Why are you eating like that? Well, I just hang out with the chickens. There was an eagle and I grabbed the camera, but he's gone now. They love to pick off chickens. So I'm just watching over the ladies until they want to go back inside. So I thought really quick I would share with you, those of you that don't know, what our upcoming plans are. So where the chicken coop is here, and then everything that Aaron cleared today from the end of the coop there, this way, all the way to the trees back there where he did the pile. All of this is going to become a run that hopefully will have a roof on it, and it'll keep it from being super muddy, but also it keeps the wild birds that there's a bunch of ducks that come in the spring, and they have ducklings on the lake, but it keeps the wild birds from mixing with our chickens and keeps a lot of risk down that way by keeping it covered. And then it will make it to where next winter they can be outside the whole time and they're not getting these massive piles of snow in their run area. Right now, even if we let the chickens out, this space that is just the leftover is all that they're walking on, because they don't like to be on the snow. So we just don't have any bare ground for them anyway, which is why our coop is so massive in comparison to what it needed to be. And in fact, based on the square footage of the coop area, we could have between 65 and 70 chickens in there. We would never do that as far as not having a run or something like that, but that is how much space is in there. So they live very, very comfortably. They are happy and healthy. That is our hope and our dream. To those of you that have stuck around for a little chicken video and a ton of work, believe it or not, 3 people all day. This was extremely exhausting. We still have some cleanup to do. Thank you for being part of it and being here. If you're new around here, would you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, you'll get notifications when you give our channel thumbs up or comments. Both of those things help us to grow. We hope that you choose to stick around for the future upcoming episodes of what we have going on our modern homestead here in Alaska. Thank you for being with us today. We'll talk to you soon.